We are adventurers.
We are gold chasers.
We are family.
No matter the adversaries we face.
No matter the obstacle that stands before us.
No matter how big you think you are.
We are.
Welcome back to this episode of the Adventure Boys as Gender Neutral. If you like simple plans that go awfully awry, this may be the podcast for you. Last we left off, Dante and Chingar went to get some information about the high and mighty elves up in the Citadel. They were meant to cause a small distraction and get one man or woman to come into the bakery. What they did was use some magic beans to spawn several pink toads, which began blossoming beautifully into monsters. Currently, they've got a pseudo-dragon in Chingar's hand. They've got a rust monster chowing down in the corner, and they've got a hooked horror all up in their face. Chingar, what do you want to do?
This thing doesn't look friendly, right?
No, it just screamed at you.
Fuck that thing. I'm gonna hit it.
Oh, and we're missing Raukai and Anna this session.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be back next week.
One day, we'll
They
have
died.
a full party.
Ha ha ha.
One day we'll have a full party. Yeah.
One day.
They're at my other job.
No, I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit it real hard.
Just gonna punch it.
Alright, roll the hit.
You know what? This is just gonna be savage attack, heavy, great weapon master,
Okay.
the whole shebang. That is a.
What is he attacking?
24. Yeah, the hook core.
24, that'll hit.
Aren't you glad you're forging
24.
documents?
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
real glad I stayed at the inn.
I'm watching The Real Housewives of Terramon with Darkler.
Up on the Crystal Ball television.
The Crystal Ball television.
I mean, like, I couldn't even go to the Citadel if I wanted.
I know. I mean, I don't want to go.
So,
I mean, you could just pretend you're a slave.
34.
why would I ever do that?
This is my drow pet. Come
34
along.
points of damage with the first
Yeah, no,
hit.
Darkler would rather
hang
be painted than be a slave.
He's far too proud for that.
You wouldn't even be my pet, though.
Okay.
Don't
okay.
say those words.
You know what?
Stop that.
Don't put that into the world.
Listen,
It's there.
the fan art's already going crazy. I can hear the machine working of at least one person drawing this, and I don't like it.
Probably Janny.
Absolutely, Jan.
She's probably on vacation in her hotel, and she's like, it's the sound of her drawing gay/fiction between Darkler and Dante.
I'm gonna write
yeah.
her. I'm gonna
While
write
Professor
her right
Luci
now.
watches in the rain outside the window.
Lucy's thinking back on good times.
He could come in, but no, he's not over it yet, and that's
Dear
fine,
Jenny,
Lucy.
Please write me a slash fiction.
Now, bonus action. I'm gonna
Alright.
rage. Should have done this before, but I'm gonna rage now.
Okay.
Second attack. Same ordeal.
All right.
That is a modified 20.
Modified 20 will hit.
Nice.
Can't believe you're gonna fight this Hakar.
What do you want me to do? Just leave it there?
I mean,
Yeah, just leave it.
Bored
Alright,
outside.
I retcon all that. We're leaving there. We're getting friends.
Pretend to be someone's stressed golem or warforged, and run outside and be like,
I still want to know what Dante's plan in this is. Like, what's happening?
low-key, I think he's trying to get someone who he can interrogate.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's just going to pull someone down into this haunted bakery, haunted by a Chingar, just punch him until he gets names.
haunted by
And then
a
that's
Chingar.
going to be 35 points of damage.
Okay. All right. So you just swing your maul at it, and you hear a crunch against its shell, and then you rage harder, and you swing again, and it actually takes this thing off its feet, and it slams through the window of the bakery. And you see there's a small crowd gathering at this point, as you hear as another one of the toads forms.
God.
Oh, Chrysler.
Remember, 10 rounds for this. 10 rounds.
10 rounds of toad?
10 rounds
They
of
only
toad.
last a minute.
And then
Alright. You see this small this small fat man with
Did
no eyes and just this wrinkled, cracked
Did the
skin.
hook core die, or?
Yeah,
Okay,
it went through the window.
Okay. I didn't
It's
know.
out.
This
Okay.
small fat man with this cracked, wrinkled skin, naked, no genitalia, these
What the fuck?
empty, hollow eyes,
We're all frowning.
as
so
it
you
just
know.
turns towards you and lets out this awful breath. I'm just gonna charge at you.
Oh,
See what it is.
Can I see a
You're not
picture?
in there.
Oh, but I
Can I
don't
see a
know.
picture?
I'm game.
No,
I'm
well,
curious.
yeah, well,
I'm curious.
no.
I want to know what the strange
Well.
naked man is.
What is a strange naked man? Oh my god!
Oh, that is.
What is that?
He's a mains demon, if you guys want to look it up. Sorry, I'm holding the book right in front of the mic. Sorry, future Anthony.
Oh, God.
Yeah, if you guys want to look up mains demon.
You guys know I do the audio work for free, right?
I bought you a Coke.
Well, so that's
Yes,
a
you can
13 to
pay
hit.
professional audio work in
What?
That's a
Coke.
13 to hit.
Sadly
And
not.
a natural 1 to hit.
Oh wow.
He just runs up and starts scratching at your legs, and I'll give you a kick as a reaction.
Oh yeah, I'll just kick it. Just kick
Okay,
it.
roll the hit.
Natural 20.
All right,
Oh
you punt
my
it
God.
through the window, and it just skids down the street, and you see heads turn all down the street.
Is it dead?
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, no, it's not a strong demon.
You are one punch
it had 9
man
hit points.
Right
One punch!
now.
God.
All right, so it just.
I've since put the pseudo dragon on my shoulder.
All right, it just kind of squawks and sits there proudly on your shoulder.
Dante, where's that thing that was rusting the thing?
What?
Where's the little thing that was rusting the box?
It's still over there chomping it down.
Good. Keep it there.
That's an order.
You take it.
Chingar's the boss now.
I don't want that thing anywhere near me.
Boscar.
Dante just looks around in just this panic frenzy as you hear another slurping sound as these jello toads form themselves into actually a familiar face. You see this skeleton of a snake wrap up around the counter, forming from this small toad as a bone naga stands before you.
Oh boy.
And Dante just looks around and he holds up his hand and says, "All right, Chingar, hook one of them now."
Got it.
All right, roll the hit with your hook.
Hook's going.
For those of you who don't know, Chingar has a built-in hook on his arm that he can throw and grab people and pull them with.
Natural 20.
All right, so you throw it and you hear from the crowd, and you yank and you
Oh, God.
expertly grab this man by the scruff of his neck.
I need you to just hang on for a second.
This high elf with this tiny mustache and a small bowler hat on his head. As you just pull him towards you, there's suddenly Dante just yells, "Cover your eyes!"
Ah!
As there's this flash, as the light of a single sun illuminates the inside of this bakery, and you hear cries from the crowd. As you feel Dante grab your back armor plate and just start tugging you towards the crack in the wall.
Oh, let's go.
And you guys just squeeze through, and you're back in the alleyway again.
Nice, I'm gonna...
And Dante just starts booking it back towards the tavern.
Oh my god.
With the Elfman in tow?
Chingar has the
I still
elfin.
got him.
Oh, Chrysler.
And... Oh, Jesus. You hear a familiar screeching, one that Ralkaya makes a lot of the time.
Uh-oh.
But kind of distorted. Like someone's playing it backwards. You hear that come from the crack where you just left as you guys book it back towards the tavern. And Dante just kind of stops and pulls you guys into an alleyway.
That didn't quite go as well as I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
It worked though, we got one.
Oh, God, these are people.
And
Rich, snooty people.
Dante just ties his hands behind his back and just sits him on his ass in the alleyway. And just kind of squats down next to him. Alright, sir. Sorry to pull you away from your, I'm sure, enchanting day-to-day. But we're going to need some information out of you. First of all, what's your name? and this guy with this bowler hat, this small shitty mustache, just sitting on the ground, tears forming in his eyes. It's Otso Walton.
So wait. Let me. I'm sorry to clarify.
Yeah.
Small comma shitty comma mustache or small comma shitty mustache.
I mean, either way you want to slice it, honestly.
Did you say this man's name is Otto?
Otso.
Otso. Okay.
Otso.
So if he was Otto, I would have some problems.
Why is that?
Just so everyone knows, there's a shitty dwarf in our last adventure named Otto who almost got us killed.
And now everybody by the name Otto is condemned by Ket's motive.
I forgot all about Otto, actually.
You forgot about Otto?
It was Otso,
He almost killed Chingar.
I mean, negligence almost killed Chingar.
Otto almost killed Chingar.
Yeah,
Back to the
They were
story.
repelling with this fancy mechanism, and Otto forgot to put in one single pin that was supposed to save the whole thing if someone over like 500 pounds went on it. So yeah, it's
Anthony is
fine.
making a very sad face.
So, alright, so that's a lot, so, we're just gonna ask you a few questions, and then we'll let you go.
My lawyers will be hearing about this.
Oh, yeah, sure they will. Now,
What do you want to know, you rapscallions?
Oh my god.
What did you
I
need to
love
ask him? Craig?
You know, Dalton. I think all we needed to know was which families have those really nice airboats up on the Citadel. And Otso just like kind of goes pale. And he just no, I can't get on that bad side. I can't. Come on.
Just
help
just
me
tell
out.
him, Craig sent you. You know, they'll be fine with it, I'm sure.
I'll be disgraced.
You know, it's fine. It happens to a lot of people.
But it's not fine. No.
It'll be fine.
No.
I'm just gonna, you know, pick him up, making sure he's looking me directly in the eyes. It'll be fine.
These horrifying, unblinking, war-forged eyes.
With his unturning neck. His Batman unturning neck.
And his literal flame eyes.
It'll
He just
be
like
fine.
the tears start leaking from the corners of his eyes, and he like kind of leans his neck down and pats them away with a handkerchief in his breast pocket. He doesn't have his hands free, so he's just kind of like mashing his face against his chest.
I'll help you. I'll take the handkerchief and just.
Dante just kind of watches, and you see an idea forming in his head as you're patting away this man's tears. And Dante grabs him by the lapels, rips him from your grasp, and shoves him up against a wall. Alright, Otso, I didn't want to have to do this, but, you know, I've had a real bad day.
It's like good cop, bad cop.
And, you know, I just need to get that information. And maybe, we'll see if we can drop you off on some nice boat going nowhere. And Otso just, no, please, I want to go home.
Oh my god.
We'll get you on a nice boat going home.
Dante just like shoots you a glance. He says, no, you're not going home, Otso. You relinquished that opportunity when you walked out the door today. Fate is a cruel bitch, Otso. But she's my bitch, and I love her. And he looks like he's kind of stumbling for words at this point.
Listen, if you're searching for your next words, they just needs to be the names.
So just kind of like looks up crying, and he just, I don't know, can you offer me protection?
Of course.
Dante just like glares him down, and he says, you're gonna need protection from us if you don't tell us what we need.
The infamous Craig and Dalton.
Listen, best case scenario here. I throw you out on the streets and let the peasants here take care of you. And he says, no, not the Commonwealth.
What's wrong with the Commonwealth?
They hate me.
Well, we're gonna hate you if you don't give us those names.
Chingo, wait. Dante just starts going like this.
Please.
Fine.
Chingus getting out a little notepad, just
From his chest cavity, he just opens it and is rummaging around.
Belongs to the Terrans.
okay, how do you spell that?
Terrens.
Okay.
Chingus
one more time.
struggling to write words down.
Oh. Okay.
Rens.
Okay. Thank you. Do you happen to be able to forge signatures?
No.
Dante, do your best. I'll
Dante
take,
just
I'll,
like starts frisking him.
I'll take this.
Dante starts frisking him with one hand and holding him up with the other, and he pulls out this man's wallets, and he goes through and he finds like an old invitation to some soiree. There's about 1,000 in here, and he finds one from the Terrans, and he just looks at this man and it tosses him further into the alley. And Dante has a 20 strength, so this man goes like almost a block down through these back alleys and hits a wall, and Dante just leaves.
He flies through a couple of like hanging lines of drying
Yeah.
laundry. There's at least one pair of like boxers on his head.
Yeah, Dante just walks out of the alley back towards the tavern.
I'm sorry, but when did Dante become a certified badass? Because I wasn't there for his orientation.
I mean, he's mostly trying to play bad cop,
I
and
know.
he's good at acting, I guess. But
mean,
also, he was a pirate.
But does he have the actor feats?
Does this man
No.
have like a bunch of pockets on him and
I
everything,
wasn't-
like all around his coat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna. All right, stand him up. All right. Well, thank you for your time. Pat him on the chest. Pat him on the back. Let me roll a sleight of hand.
Okay.
Which is it's
First you steal his dignity,
That's
now
that's
you steal his
14.
money.
14.
14, and I'm just slipping a piece of paper inside of one of his pockets.
He sees you do this. You're trying to pull the whole, like, not pickpocketing thing, like, where, like, you sneak up behind someone and take their wallet out of their back pocket. It's that showmanship, where you, like, kind of pat him down, you're ruffling his hair and everything, you're just getting all handsy with him, and then you slip it in. He watches you put a piece of paper into his pocket and, like, looks up at you, and he just runs out.
I'm making sure it's slightly sticking out so the wording can be read.
Okay.
All right, as he runs out, the wording says, "I'm a rich fuck."
How does Chingar know that word?
I've heard Luci say it a couple times.
He's heard Dante say it, that's for sure.
None of
Paige.
us have really
Paige,
bad
Paige,
language.
yep.
Maybe Gwendolyn.
Probably.
Probably Gwendolyn.
Pidge's
Probably
bad
everyone in the
language.
party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
What happens now, Jack?
After recovered from that scene.
And then I'm just
After
gonna
that
make my way
scene,
back to
just
the tavern.
after that scene, I'm a small orphan boy with a plate. Please, sir, may I have another?
Alright, yeah, Dante makes his way back to the tavern, just like, kind of like, he's got his chest all puffed out, and he's got that pirate swagger. And like, you kind of, like, Dante's pretty quiet, a lot of the time when he's in the party. So you're like almost taken aback as you look up and just see him like bust down the door, just full like angry Dante mode. And he just kind of like deflates a little bit and tosses a paper onto the table. Does this help any?
Let me see that. Oh my lord, jackpot! You got his signature. All right. Can I roll a history to see what kind of relations these guys have with the Treant Woods? See if I've heard of them.
Oh yeah.
Natural 20.
So many 20s this episode.
I know.
You actually distinctly remember now, just out of the very corner of the foggy corners of your memory, when you were in Ferrani's office at one point, going over some things with her, you saw on a corner of her desk in a pile of paperwork.
Okay, cool.
One of these exact invitations sticking out of the corner of this massive inbox.
So good relations.
So you remember that they, at the very least, the Treant Woods were invited to this party.
All right. Fantastic. Cool. Lucy's got a shit memory, so that's beautiful. All right, boys. I've got a plan. And then we're going to finish up these documents. And the gist of this document is Ferrani Treantwood, new acting leader of Asperia, was appreciative for this invite, and in return she'd like to bestow a nice gift. but she cannot bestow a gift unless it's nicer than their most prized possession, and that, in Ferrani's mind, is their airship. So she has sent the great and wonderful Frederick Duopstein, the greatest royal appraiser, to appraise this airship so she can send the perfect gift. And of course, the document goes into details how Frederick never travels without his entourage. All right, guys. So, Frederick's entourage never consists of more than 3 people. So any excess are gonna need to get in the bag.
Dark clear. He's a drow.
No, I've got plans for Darklear.
Chinga, you're a warforged.
Darkly kind of like looks at you, kind of like a little incredulously, but then like looks away.
Luci turns from Chingar, from Morinth, from Darklear, towards Anna and Raukaya.
And Mira.
You guys, and Mira, you guys have been a little quiet. Sounds like a suggestion to me. Get in the bag. Get in the bag.
Alright. I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
And then, alright, by nightfall, we move in. Everyone line up. And Luci flips out his makeup kit. Don't worry, Darklear. I won't make you an elf.
That doesn't make me feel any better.
But you can't be a drow, and you don't want to be a high elf. So, get ready.
Dante is also getting in the bag as a backup measure.
Okay, cool.
He'll be at the ready, but, 3 people.
Okay, so...
3. Our Ocean's 3.
Frederick Duopstein, the unnamed, the unraced man, tonight is a high elf from the esteemed Duopstein family from far Silvery Moon.
Okay.
As documented in his documents.
Right.
We have Moranna Duopstein, his fine wife.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
We've got Chingus Duopstein, his eldest son and heir to the Duopstein. So he's trying to teach him. He's his assistant and mentor.
Wait. I have to ask. Does his makeup include a baseball cap? Could it include a baseball cap for me?
It's a very nice baseball cap. It's got a nice little design for the Silvery Moon Wyverns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, their baseball team. And then over here on his name tag, this is Brutus, the hired muscle, and Darklear's going to be the beefiest boy he's ever been today. That's going to be this real big human. Beefy boy. Fucking scarred, bald, ready to fuck shit up, knives in plain sight. Kind of like the guy from The Witcher 2, Assassin of Kings. You know, that big, bald, angry-looking dude? Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, I guess.
Luci's just this fine cookie-cutter elven man.
I love that.
One of these days someone's gonna get the spell Seeming, and this will all be so much easier.
So much easier. But that day is not this day.
As it stands, you take about 3 hours getting everyone's makeup correct, especially yours.
Especially mine. And believe it or not, the hardest is Chingar.
Yeah.
Because now he looks like a real boy. Because of my magical makeup kit.
I've always wanted to be a real boy.
I believe with your makeup kit you have to roll a deception for how good the makeup is. Am I correct?
I will... I don't know. I think I wrote it down.
Yeah, we worked it out at some point, but it's been a while.
Where did my tail go? Is that magically gone too?
Just wear a big, flowing dress and just, wrap it around your leg. We'll be good.
Just wear a big dress with, a cage.
That was so
Yeah, no,
I don't know if I want to.
it just says it's flawless until dispelled, or I think the time limit was an hour. That sounds reasonable. But it just says until dispelled. So we'll worry about that. Well,
it
because
doesn't
it's magical,
stand up
so
to
it's-
things like, water, especially.
Yeah, water, magical
Yeah.
peering, but otherwise,
If someone comes up and starts trying to wipe a smudge away from your cheek, you're gonna have a bad time because it is
well,
makeup.
Still with water though. If someone takes
Yeah.
a wet nap, yeah.
Someone
But
licks
otherwise,
their thumb and just starts wiping it.
You can still shake hands and stuff, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And of course, Luci gives this rundown to them.
Yeah.
All right. So last minute procedures. Chingus doesn't talk ever. And
This is not going to translate well to podcast form, I can tell.
Casey
He's
is
just going to be
us
giving, like,
thumbs
deadpan
up.
faces, thumbs up, all sorts of things. This is just not going to translate
Don't
well.
open your stomach. You look like a real boy, and that would be terrifying.
Especially because you've got, like, a snake all coiled up in there like your innards.
I'm gonna hit a switch somewhere on my foot. Mute.
All right.
Beautiful.
The mariachi music stops.
I can't believe we've had that the whole time.
It's really difficult to walk because it's on his foot. Just
on,
while he's walking.
I imagine it's on like the side of his foot, not like on the bottom.
You guys are walking through the forest. There's some like twigs and things on the ground, and out of nowhere you're walking silently, stealthing.
The bullywogs attack.
Okay, and we make our way to the Citadel.
Okay. You guys start walking down that main road, getting glances as you pass.
Very, very regal.
Yeah.
And just to sum it up, if someone looks at Lucy, right on their foot.
Darling, I can't remember. Am I supposed to like you? Or...
Honey, you don't have to like me. You love me for my money.
I
Moving
see.
on.
Roll a poshness check.
Poshness. All right.
Is that charisma?
Nat 20?
Oh shit!
Damn.
The cautious.
Fine. You got your nose so far up that it's going around back.
Yeah, that was just like almost a fucking 45-degree angle. The people of the Commonwealth can count my nose hairs. Which are finally trimmed.
All right. Yeah, you just go walking down the street, giving anyone... Brutus is giving everyone glares, dishing out free glares. You're spitting on people. Nose is high up in the air. Chingus just dead-faced, looks ahead like a goddamn doll.
I'm just looking down on people.
How did you disguise his eyes? Is he wearing, like, sunglasses?
Yeah.
No.
I'm
He is the
blind.
boy with burning eyes. And the thing that makes Chingus terrifying is he is completely void of emotion. Because, like, you can't make a robot have an emotion in his face. So he just looks at people and he's got this forever fucking, this stern look on his face. That
There's
means
definitely rumors that Mrs. Dwapstein had an affair with some sort of, like, planar entity.
Yeah. And just
I
like
couldn't care about
this face of just upset at everything, just disapproval glued to Chingar's face,
The pool-
unchanging.
Definitely part elemental of some sort.
The pool boy looks so good in that speedo.
And of course, we're whispering about that even on our way to, just so that the Commonwealth hears it, and so rumors get going. Hey, did you hear that man's wife slept with a planar entity?
I don't know who he is, but...
And
Dwapstein! Moving on.
Moranna is just like draped on the guy as they're walking.
If I hear any whisper, just
immediately turn.
stern look. Just
Okay, and we approach the Citadel.
Alright, you approach the main gates. And you see there's like about 6 guards in a line. Like almost like a procession is going on, but they're just like on either side of you. And they like form a protective barrier in front of the gate as soon as you approach. Identification, please.
Without saying a word, he whips out a clipboard.
Okay.
Names, please. Names, please. You happen to be in my way.
I'm Gregory Holt, captain of the guards.
Captain of the Guard. All right. You are costing me more than 20 seconds of my time. That is negative 25 points. Shall we continue next?
Just so the listeners
Or would you like
know,
to take the negative points for all of your men?
X-Man pipes up. Timothy.
Timothy, all right. Would you like to transfer your points to the captain? These will be referred to the Terrans.
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
All right. So, Captain, I don't care about your name. All I need to know is that you're the captain, and you are at negative 200 points. Good job keeping a damn job after tonight. Here's my identification. Make it expedient.
He takes your ID and just kind of like looks at you and runs into the guardhouse.
Oh, darling, I love it when you talk business.
I'm
I know
eyeballing
you
the
do.
captain. Just notebook out.
Just mad scribbling.
The dead stare, just following this captain.
Move quickly!
After about 40 seconds, he rushes back out and hands it to you. So sorry, sir, Mr. Dwarfstein, sir. The Terrans will see you. And he pushes a button, and another guy pushes another button on the either side, and then...
Dwarfstein grips him by the collar of his armor, and stronger than this elvish man looks, and tugs him real close. Licks his finger, drags it down the center of his face. You remember that, boy? And he makes his way into the citadel.
What's it supposed to mean?
See, the flair of Dwarfstein is that he's terrifying because no one understands him.
And while he's doing
Every
that,
now and then, I have just a little notepad out, and every now and then just check.
and while he's doing that to this poor captain of the guard, I'm just like, oh.
And as we're entering the citadel, Moranna, how does my ass look?
Oh, darling, so good.
Fantastic.
Words cannot describe the sheer radiance of your ass right now.
Beautiful. Damn, my mistress will like that tonight.
I'm sure she will, darling. Try not to be back by 10, okay?
Yeah, we're going on in.
All right, you guys go, and you find that the citadel, like once you get towards the center, towards this kind of glass spire, there's this twisting, almost build of the city, towards the innermost part.
Okay.
And you start going up, and the city's kind of built in this weird way, and you are going up this spiral, and you find this fine, actually made of the same whatever glass or gems or whatever make up this spiral, this central thing. There are about 2 houses made of that same kind of glass, different materials inside, so you can't see in. But people in glass houses, literally.
Okay.
And then the spiral just kind of points into this almost castle towards the top. You assume that's where the overseer lives.
Okay, cool.
But you quite plainly, in diamonds actually, you see the Terran's house name over the mailbox.
Fantastic. I locate a guard.
Okay, there are about 200 on the grounds of this house.
I fetch one. You, young man, come here.
Yes, sir.
At once! You're wasting my time.
He hustles over to you. How can I help you, sir?
Dwarfsteins do not knock. Approach the door and alert them of the Dwarfstein's presence.
He runs to the door and opens it. And
Could he have run faster?
Could he have run faster?
He looks like you got the fear of God in this boy. He's running. He runs, opens the glass door, talks to someone on the inside.
What? Actually, negative 10 points for this young man. I heard fear of God, not fear of gods.
There's multiple Dwarfsteins here.
He talks to a butler or something on the inside and then holds out the door for you guys.
And Dwarfstein steps to the side of the door. My lovely wife.
Oh, still so polite, darling.
Oh, even
Move.
after all these years.
And I'm saying move to the guard boy as I'm walking. My hand's in his face. And
He
I'm
moves.
walking in.
He's stretching his arm out to still hold the door while moving as far away as
I
possible.
give him the death glare.
An ominous check. in
Oh
his
yes,
book.
Brutus, you too. And I point to another guard. Brutus requires a biscuit.
The guard goes running inside.
Thank you very much. And we go inside.
Alright, after about 10 seconds down this grand spiral staircase, this elven man with this very neatly trimmed soul patch
Okay.
just kind of runs down the stairs, his hair all askew, wearing this velvet red nightgown. And just, oh dear. I didn't know you would be coming so soon.
Yes, it is fine. No one is ever aware of the Dwarfstein's arrival. We prefer it that way. And might I say, my good lord, your patch simply gives me so much soul. And Dwarfstein comes closely and takes his hand and kisses it and returns it to him. I was sent by the Treant Woods, far Asperia.
Oh yes, I'd heard. Could you take a seat? And he leads you into this grand sitting room.
I suppose we could sit here.
And he sits down and gets you out this crystal cutlery and china and such. Well, he doesn't. The butler does.
The butler does. Okay.
And
How does
quickly
the
there's...
butler look?
He looks like he's got a biscuit with your name on it.
No,
for
it was
Brutus.
for Brutus.
For
Minus
Brutus.
5 points.
Shit!
Minus 5 points. And
He goes to get another biscuit.
Dewapstein, keep that in mind.
Angrily scribbles. Kason is angrily scribbling.
And Dewapstein is just analyzing the seatware. Yes, I suppose this will do. As he gingerly takes a seat, trying to touch as little of the couch as possible.
You sit on this very fine, very uncomfortable, that's how you know it's quality couch.
After he sits down, I'm going to like make a huge flourish with my very flowy clothing and then like sit down very grandly next to him.
I look at the chair. Do they have any smudges?
No.
I sit.
What about you, Brutus?
Brutus,
You
is
too,
gonna,
Brutus?
Brutus is gonna stand menacingly behind.
It's Terrans, right? Terrans
Yeah.
is the...
He's gonna stand menacingly near Dewapstein.
Alright. As Mr. Terrence, you assume, sits down in this nice high back chair and crosses his legs. I was so surprised to get your missive in the mail. I'd assumed that Miss Treantwood had just... my invitation must have gotten lost in the mail. The soiree was months ago. I was beginning to worry that after all my invitations that maybe, I hate to be rude, but I thought that maybe she was not planning on coming to any of my soirees. I was so glad to finally get word back from her, and sending her most trusted advisor, Mr. Dewapstein, and his whole family. It's an honor.
Darling.
Please.
I'm sorry.
Oh, continue.
I'm sorry,
Continue, my
dear.
wife.
But, dear Mr. Terrence, how up on the times are you? Surely you've heard of what's happened to Asperia.
Not in its entirety, no.
Oh, dear.
I've been a bit behind, I'm afraid.
I'm going to kind of just be like, oh dear, and look at him for a minute, and then turn and look over to Luci and kind of like pat his knee.
Oh, and a pained look crosses Lucy's face, just pained. And he turns, well, enough of the small talk. I believe, I apologize, introductions are order. I am Frederick Dewapstein, as you, of course, should have heard. This
Yes.
is Moranna Dewapstein and Chingus Dewapstein, my heir. Pay him no mind.
Chingus
And
is again
just
Wait,
thousand
look.
yards
Hang on, let me get a
stare.
picture of that look.
You got it, Jack?
Yeah.
So you can see, this is how Kason is looking at this phone. It's how Chingus is looking at everyone.
And, of course, this is Brutus, my hired help, my anti-assassination device, and he is simply not in peace of mind unless he has had his biscuit.
And at this point, the new biscuit is being fucking run in here by the butler, who almost trips over the fine tiger skin rug.
Almost tripping, -5. That's out loud.
Chingus angrily marks his notebook. Angrily.
I've trained him well.
I'm going to turn to Chingus and be like, darling, take note. He was slow as well.
Now, sir, I've been informed of your house, but I did not catch your name. It has yet to cross my ears, I guess.
Yes, sorry, Mr. Hans Terrens.
Oh, and I assume you are the head of the house here.
Yes.
Very nice to meet you, Sir Hans. Now, we are not here for luxury or even that of fine, fancy biscuits. We are here to perform a job. We have been sent by the Treantwoods, who feel very bad about not attending your soiree. They wish to send a diplomatic gift to your house. But the standards of Miss Verani Treantwood are far beyond your expectation. So we came to analyze one of your greatest items here, your airship. And once we have it appraised, we can send over a gift of righteous value.
Make a deception.
And
It begins.
I'm an actor here, so I get advantage when I'm trying to be someone else.
Yep.
Okay. That is a 28.
Alright. He kind of like looks at you and just, oh my, the airship, really? They're going to something bigger than, for For an invitation? I don't know if that's necessary. That seems all a bit grand.
Do not misunderstand. Ferrani Trentwood is grand.
The moment he says what he just said, just very angrily check.
Another
It
check
looks like a
mark.
dagger to his heart.
And I'm sure you'll understand when I say that Brutus is paid by the hour. We have work to get done. Please, if you
Of
wouldn't
course.
mind showing me to your
Yes, of
airship.
course. He leads you back up those stairs and past all these grand-looking doors with fancy names across them, like Astronomy Tower and Grand Bedroom 6 and and Private McDonald's. And he leads you
Private
to
McDonald's.
Private Fantasy McDonald's.
The moment I see that,
Just a nod.
circle,
A nod in a circle.
circle.
and he
Nod
leads you
in
to
a
this
circle.
staircase that just winds up and up and up. And just as you're going up, he just... Now, sorry, this is a very long staircase. Mr. Dwapstein, where do you hail from? Where did you come from that Miss Treenwood managed to pick up such a wonderful assistant?
We originally hail from the diamond halls of the Silvery Moon Kingdom itself.
Oh, I'm sure I haven't heard of that. What is,
It is head of the King's Alliance on the Sword Coast. I'm absolutely sure you have yet to hear of it, but you will in time, I'm sure. And if only in relation to the great Dwapstein name.
What is your chief exports?
Our chief export happens to be that of magical prowess.
Well, I'm sure we can all in the Citadel here in Larian, I'm sure we could find use of such magical prowess. Maybe we'll have to do business with you in the future.
Perhaps, but for now I am simply in the employ of Ferrani Trentwood from Asperia. So keep your
course.
mind on the imports of practical relations of friends.
Of course, and he sits there and plays with his soul patch, just anxiously.
Well said, my dear. And like while they're talking the entire time, I'm like turning around to Chingus and I'm all like, doesn't know what Silvery Moon is. Like for every angry check mark.
Oh, and I see you have not upgraded your travel methods here. Silvery Moon, we have express elevators. Have you heard of an elevator, Mr. Hans?
I had heard whispers, but I never seen one myself.
The angriest of scribbles. The pen is breaking through the page. My
Not
God,
quite.
they don't know what elevators are.
Very angry, but not quite through the page.
Frederick reaches into his pocket and whips out a business card and passes it to him. If you wish to up your quality of life,
Oh, yes, of course.
keep the Dwapstein name in mind.
Oh, looks like we're here. As you guys reach the top, and it's like a helicopter pad situation where there's just like this ship just kind of like hovering above you guys, or a little behind the pad, with like this gangplank down, and you see about 20 guards all standing at attention as the man leads you up to the gangplank.
First off, 20
Yep.
guards. I give them each a stare. Do any of them flinch?
4 of them flinch.
Brutus stares at the rest of them. How many more are flinching?
7 more flinch.
Damn.
One who's bigger than Brutus.
If one is slightly slow to get out of our way, just one finger shove. That strong man shove.
Alright, you do have occasion for that. As you guys reach the top of the gangplank, there is a man wearing a very ostentatious captain hat saluting you guys as you walk up onto the up to the top of the gangplank, and you just push him by the nose, and he kind of stumbles back and almost falls overboard. And you can see.
Oh
that-
wait! Can I
Yeah.
flavor this?
Yeah.
So he does almost fall overboard, but Dwapstein grabs him by his shirt and catches him from falling. I've spared your life this day, son. Get moving, off the ship, go.
He jumps. He jumps overboard and lands 30 feet below with a small crunch on the roof.
Wow.
Oh,
Darling, you still have it, I must say. And I'm going to trail a finger down his chest.
I never lost it, dear.
As he jumped off, circle.
Nice work.
And you see that there's a full crew on this ship in almost in like they're doing a scrimmage, like a false crew for like a false voyage almost.
Okay.
Like they look
So
like
they're getting it ready.
they look like they're just like sitting there like doing things like
Like
in
busy
a
work.
yeah, like they're trying to make it look as much like
They're busy.
they're actually flying.
So
Like they're trying to make it look like it would while you're out on
I
that
look
open
at the
air.
person who is driving.
Okay.
Do they look how Moran would drive an airship?
No. There's no one who drives a ship like Moran Weather.
Like 6 angry checks. They're consecutive.
jeez, you're ruining that book, man.
I know. This was flat.
We have so much scratch paper too.
It's not as aesthetic. Though.
As we get to the top, Dwapstein puts out his hand very flauntily. Airship speculation, please. I would like to see the statistics.
A man just like kind of comes running up from the top deck and hands you a booklet.
Chingus is angrily counting down the time
He's
on his
gonna
fingers.
roll it up into a very tight roll, hand it to Brutus for the bag.
Brutus will take it and just like eyeing like the man who handed it to Dwapstein, just sticks it in like his bag. Just eyes never leaving this man.
Daggers. All right. Clear the ship. We must appraise the ship at the current value without more footprints. Leave without creating any more footprints.
And you see about 45 men just stampede towards the gangplank, some of them taking the same path as the captain in their hurry to get off this ship. And some just people jumping off, people running down the gangplank, and it creaks like it's about to break. And you guys now stand with just Terrans.
All right.
Making a mark for every footprint.
Chingus, go appraise the ship, please. Moranna, find the wine cabinet.
Oh,
We're to
darling.
celebrate. Brutus, make sure all the other men are off. If not, my friend Brutus knows how to clear a ship.
Perhaps Brutus, my dear, you could help me find the wine. And I'm gonna like wink at him and then make my way.
And as Brutus passes, Dwapstein's going to give the most volatile wink. All right. While my son is studying your ship, shall we adjourn? Yeah, I believe a tea table right there would be fantastic, so we can talk business.
Oh, yes, of course. And
I'm gonna hurry and flip to a new page in my book, make it look like I'm. And every now and then just look at like the railing, just look at the steering wheel.
Whenever Moranna walks anywhere, it's the most ostentatious, ridiculous, like, why are her hips still working like that walk?
Oh, fantastic.
and you see Terrence kind of ring a bell, and suddenly a tea table materializes on the deck.
How quickly?
And
Very quickly. Like there's a puff of black smoke, and that's there.
and Dwapstein pulls a chair for
Check
Terrence,
mark.
pulls a chair out. And then the chair set up for Dwapstein, he takes it and throws it, and then stands at the table with his tea. And he looks over the horizon. Your men are really muddying the scene. Send them below, please.
Pardon?
Your men are eyesores. Please, I do not wish to see them.
Of course. Men, make yourself scarce. And there's another small stampede as they all go to the door and just file down the stairs.
Footprints for the landing pad.
Okay, and then we're going to just sit and talk business for the next, 10 minutes. We're going to talk about, what kind of gifts he would like. If he would like a better airship. All while both complimenting him and making him feel like trash in the same breath.
Underhanded compliments.
And after 10 minutes, if you'd like to flavor text all of that, go for it.
No, I'm good. Just
Okay.
drop me back in, homie.
Do I need to roll an investigation to find wine or anything? Or
Oh
can I
no,
just
you
kinda...
go into the galley and there's
Well,
a nice wine
I
table.
want to hear what Brutus finds.
Yeah.
So, Brutus walks under ship,
Yeah.
right? And he's walking around. Does he see anybody? Does he hear anything?
No, there's no one here.
Okay, well, he's gonna go through and he's gonna open every door and search
Okay.
every cupboard.
Roll investigation.
I'm gonna go up to the crow's nest and inspect that.
If I
13.
use magic, does it alter the makeup at all? Or
No, not
Unless
you're
you
using
dispel magic on your makeup.
Yeah.
It's 13.
X-ray vision? I'm
X-ray
also
vision or true sight.
X-ray vision. I'm gonna start looking through everything and making sure that there's also no one else on the ship.
You see it like a 3D like model of the ship, and you look through and you see nobody.
With the wine.
Not even a rat.
Perfect.
13.
13. Okay. Yeah, you this place top to bottom, and you don't find anyone, and you don't find any stragglers.
Okay.
Oh,
I go up to the crow's nest. What do I see?
You see far and wide is what you see.
No, in the crow's nest.
Yeah, okay. In the crow's nest. You see that there's a lawn chair in the crow's nest. There's a game of cards that's been set up.
A lawn chair.
That's about it. It looks like there's a martini glass that's empty.
How dare it be empty?
The biggest of check marks all across one page. And I ring I pull out my bell and I ring it.
Yeah, upon that, well, thank you very much, Mr. Hans Terrans. We will return the ship within the hour. We must do a simple flight test to evaluate its
Don't you want to take with a pilot? Or
Are
my
you saying
manservants?
Are you saying that I am not a fine pilot?
No, I'm just saying that...
I will choose not to be offended in this situation. Thank you very much for your time, and I offer a handshake. And then, as I let go of his hand, I dimension door on the ship, and then...
Go!
I put myself in the crow's nest so I can hurry and hoist the sails.
You hoist the sails.
And actually, Dwarfstein comes to the surface and just glares at Hans as the ship pulls away.
Alright.
I'm death glaring him.
Yeah, I'm assuming through trial and error,
And of
Darkler
course-
has been studying the rigging in the not the rigging, the panels in the basement, and just finds the big go button and just slams it as the gangplank just like creaks and shatters as it pulls away because it's still anchored to the helipad.
And you just shout, Dwarfstein does not care. As the ship just sails away.
Mr. Terran just sitting there in his bathrobe, just clutching his bell, watching as you fly into the sunset.
I'm on the very edge of the ship watching him as he's shaking.
Yeah.
He sees me pull out the book one last time. Final page.
Another large check.
Very large check. Pencil ending up pointing straight towards me.
And
It's like some fucking Death Note shit.
Dwarfstein just nods, proudly smirking towards Hans.
Moranna's gonna come back up with the wine bottle and like proudly fix like Chingus's collar and like pinch his cheek the best she can.
So just before we continue on, so that vine where it's like two guys dancing up towards fucking the sweet that rapper
with
T-Pain.
T-Pain.
Or is it 2 Chainz or
T-Pain.
Oh, yeah,
And
T-Pain.
they just dance in there. Oh yeah. And this is exactly like the moment where the two guys danced into T-Pain's room, stole his chains, and then just left all confused.
God, my only regret is that we can't end the session right there. We have another hour left.
We can go to break though.
We can.
We will go to break. Yeah, we'll be back after these short messages.
You know, there aren't actually any short messages today, so enjoy the break theme music.
Joe,
well-
our ghosts. No, just kidding.
There is always, as always, tweet at us, post at us on everywhere with the hashtag AdventureBoys and a name of an NPC, maybe a personality trait or two, and you may end up as an NPC on the show. So if you're interested in that, tweet at us.
Fantastic. All
Now
right.
to that break music. All right, welcome back to the Adventure Boys. Last we left off, I'm sure you remember.
It's gonna be hard to forget that.
Now, our boys are flying in an airship. Fucking gilded airship.
Chingar's just gonna kind of.
And grow 3 feet.
Whew.
Chingus, darling, you've grown so tall.
Look at more. Check.
Oh no, you check your mother. Give me that book.
Open up my stomach pouch, put it in. Can't take it from me.
Lucy disappears for like 20 minutes to go wash the makeup off.
More of this fine.
And at Brutus's hip, there's like a zipper unzipping, except it's actually the bag like undoing. And Dante just like kind of pokes his head out of the bag, which is strange because it's just a human man's head poking out of a small coin purse at someone's hip. Like looks around and just, did everything go all right?
It went great.
Yeah, everything was fine. You know, he's gonna undo the bag and kind of like just set it on the floor and let everyone kind of climb out of it.
Yeah, you see people just like kind of like looking at this ship and just awe. And Mira just, did you buy this?
Yeah.
Chinga, don't lie. We're borrowing it.
Oh.
You better not say anything, Mira.
Of course not.
Well, I'm going to follow Thrask's example, and I'm going to go wash up.
As fun as having a shower with you two sounds, I'll wait a little bit. Have fun.
I'll go take a shower. I'm gonna get all this off.
Dante takes the user's manual and just like kind of heads down into the basement and start familiarizing himself with the ship.
Morin's gonna ring a bell. And then wait for a table and a chair to appear.
There's already one on the ship,
Oh,
but
is there?
no more appear.
Oh, okay. I'll just go over there.
And as you guys are like leisurely floating away, because Darkler basically put it in neutral. He like turned on the thing but didn't put it into gear.
It was just drifting and just lopsided in a random.
If you hadn't let down the sails, you guys would be getting nowhere.
Well, I mean,
But it's a
like,
blustery, like cold, early autumn day.
Darkler doesn't know how to
Can't-
drive an airship, as evident to
Hey, you
the
did go.
previous issues.
Real quick, for 2 seconds, this man was just standing here. He's like, oh, I guess he's taking my ship for a test drive. And then he teleports and he's gone. And this terrifying man's just glaring at him from the side of his own ship. Like,
You probably knew the jig was up when you went, go! He's like, well, I just got stolen from.
I just got scammed.
no, he didn't get scammed.
It's like, damn, I'm gonna have to talk to my insurance company and get a whole nother replacement airship.
He doesn't know how Dwapstein inspects ships, though, so that could be totally normal.
Could be totally normal. Dwapstein doesn't typically inspect airships.
But you're right, I didn't even think of that. 1 minute he's there on his ship, the next he's back on the landing pad, and Dwapstein's just up there with his hands on his hips, like glaring down at him.
How fucking terrifying.
And then Chingus, dead face, eyes flaring.
Can you imagine the fan art from that? Like just this stone-faced boy with flaming white eyes.
Okay, what's happening, Mr. DM?
Alright. As you guys are kind of settling in, you know, some of you washing up in these fancy porcelain wash basins.
Ooh.
There's
Dark
plumbing
blue
on this ship.
Darkler likes a
There's
lot.
plumbing on this airship?
There's
Wow.
nice baths.
There's no plumbing in most buildings.
I mean, there's plumbing in quite a few buildings. It's not fucking barbaric. We have robot arms. But there's plumbing in your ship. But yeah, as you guys are like kind of washing up, getting acquainted, there's a nice like sitting room. There's karaoke on this ship as well, like on your ship. Because it turns out adventurers' wants and needs and rich people's wants and needs kind of line up sometimes.
Listen, we both like gold and
There's a lot of food and
swords
drink.
and
There's a
karaoke.
lot of there's some karaoke.
Morin
Is there
and Anna are
just
doing
is there just
karaoke.
elevator music constantly playing throughout the ship?
I mean, if you want there to be, there's a PA system,
No.
and not one that's a horn that connects to other horns throughout the ship.
I'm gonna put on some elevator
It's too
music.
soon to talk about the old airship.
Too soon, Jack.
But yeah, as you guys are settling in, you there's almost this imperceptible like increase in speed as you guys just like this thing purrs to life, and some of you don't even notice it. Chingar doesn't even know, but you guys go from like 0 to 60 real fast as Dante just turns up the speed, and this thing is nice. This engine, nice.
Nice.
Fucking Bugatti of airships.
Tasty.
And yeah, you guys are speeding along now.
So, roughly how many days till we get to Fellwood?
Like one.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was a week, and now we're cruising. Cool.
And yeah. And you actually like, you guys, you know, eventually go up to the deck, and you know how on your old ship you'd be like going super fast and your face would just be getting fucked up by the wind. You go up onto this one, and there's actually like kind of a protective barrier around the top of the ship. So you guys go up there and don't even ruffle a hair.
Luci goes up the top of the ship, kind of using one of the nice towels to wash out his hair, just, you know, dry his hair. As he goes up and passes Mira, you know, this is a family with a good savings account, as he passes her.
Also, I feel like the more I describe this ship, the less likely it is that you guys are ever going to use a wish spell or something to wish your old ship back. You guys are just gonna like pop a core into this one that fits more closely with yours, and then you'll be done.
After I'm done with my shower, I put on my daddy boy smock, all that good stuff. I'm gonna walk down into the engine room. What does it look like? Paint me a word picture.
Please don't touch anything.
Everything's like chromed out. Like
Don't touch anything.
everything looks like a gold
Don't touch
iPhone.
anything.
Everything looks like a gold iPhone looks.
I mean, well, to be
Everything
fair,
is like real shiny, real new. There's lots of glass.
I'm gonna walk down. Just like as soon as I step in, I'm just gonna stop, arms up, startled. This is too fancy, and just slowly walk
This
back.
metal
up
is
the
nicer
stairs.
than you.
And Dante's working around in there, right?
Yeah.
well, I was gonna say that to be fair, Chingar was the one who originally got our ship, like not originally, but like got it going once or twice. So like,
I mean, it only caused mind flayers to track you guys and pop up on the ship.
That was one time.
It was one time.
What if the ship had crashed that time? Because for those of you who don't know, they once, because they had a shadow core that apparently belonged to mind flayers, so they pumped into high gear, and mind flayers showed up on their ship and started trying to take them down and steal their core. So your ship could have been dead months ago.
Could have been. But the loss of our recent ship makes me think that this one won't last very long. So just enjoy like hot water, guys, because it's not going to last.
No more of this. She went in the bath like an hour ago. You haven't seen her.
Lucy's going to go up to like the front of the ship. Hey, Mira,
Yes?
can you see your house from here?
Probably.
Here, point it out. I want to see.
She points towards, like, you can see where the forest of trees, the Great Forest.
The forest of trees.
Yeah.
Hot
I don't want to describe it wrong because I don't want people to get confused. It's like, oh, now it's called the Forest of Trees. Before it was called the Great Forest. But yeah, where the Great Forest ends, it's just like this drop off into this ocean, and she just kind of like points along the shore to like this not tip, but like this rounded edge. I think that's where it is, and you have to like pull a spyglass to even see that far.
Yeah, Lucy's a super lengthy spyglass.
Mm-hmm.
Do I?
Yeah, you see it because you have supervision. Not supervision, because you do have that, because Lucy's right here. Adult supervision. But
So, Mira,
yes.
first time you've been home in a couple weeks now, right?
Yeah.
Excited to be back?
I'm excited to be back, and I'm excited to be able to look into where my son went.
Been
I'm
a
excited to get to the bottom of all this.
been a long journey. About a 4 episodes journey.
I'd
Karen's
say it's
gonna-
been 1 week since you looked at me.
Oh my God. Who are you? She's possessed. Throw her over.
Throw her in the neck.
She's possessed by the bare naked ladies.
I'm gonna walk over to Darklear. Darklear, can I go into the bag for a moment?
I don't see why not.
Oh, okay, thank you. I'm just gonna climb into the bag. I'm gonna let High Priest Richard out into the to the snurch to do his business.
Mm-hmm.
Snarchy thing.
His snerical duties.
Yeah.
Snerical duties, yeah.
I'm gonna ask the bag for you a cool looking gauntlet.
Okay.
Very snazzy, preferably black iron.
Black iron.
Black iron.
Black iron. That's some shit that the Duragar use.
Yeah.
A singular black iron gauntlet?
Singular black iron gauntlet.
Ooh boy, he grabbing his dice.
Oh
this-
shit,
this
that's a
sounds-
lot of
It
dice.
sounds like damage.
This is definitely damage. I'm ready for it. I am ready.
Welcome to that game called Is Your Body Ready?
My body is so ready.
Today, Chingar takes damage.
Joe, how do you think he's gonna pull this
God
off?
damn it!
Well, I think he's just gonna sit back and take it.
I think you're right, Joe. Just like your ex-wife. I mean,
Oh,
60 points of damage to Joe.
Harry, you aren't wrong, Jill.
oh, I like it, Joe. You're spry today. You're spry.
That's right. And yo, remember the reason I left my ex-wife? because I died.
Me too, Joe.
Oh, and I
Me
wanted
too.
some of that sweet ghost poontane.
60 points of damage, Shingar.
All right, I got it. This is fine.
As like it's not blood that seeps from you, but like this blue essence just kind of like explodes out of every crack in your carapace and sinks into the chattering cow skull.
Yeah, the bag is. We've talked about the cow
Yeah,
skull.
we talked about it.
And this black iron gauntlet studded with rubies along the knuckles drops to the ground with a heavy clunk.
For 2 seconds, I forgot about the cow skull. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
I didn't even know
It's
about it.
Bjorn. He's here. He's dead.
No.
That's what he would have
And I'm
wanted.
gonna put it on you, wiggle my fingers in it. Nice. And I'm gonna climb out of the bag. Go, hello, Darklear.
I need art of Darkler sitting there with the bag on his hip and just one of the party members' heads just sticking out.
Whoa.
Wasn't there, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't there a time when we stuck somebody in the bag and only their head was sticking out and we carried them around like a baby? Or was that in a different campaign?
Or was
Probably with
that?
Anna.
Or was that in a different podcast? Because I kind of feel like that's something
No.
those guys we don't bring up.
I think that was in Monday Party.
The guys we acknowledge but don't talk about on this podcast.
They who shall not be named.
Those who shall not be named, but we love them anyway. Yeah, you know who we're talking about.
Chester Cheetah. He runs it. He runs a D&D podcast.
You're not supposed to say it. We could get sued.
Oh shit.
And, I'm gonna climb out of the bag. Thank you. Thank you. Shake
What did you
myself
need?
up. I was delivering High Priest Richard to the Snurch.
And you see his nice new black iron gauntlet.
I can just imagine Darkler just like looking down at his arm and just being like looking back up at him and then looking at Chingar like he's a camera on The Office. Just like really.
Darkler doesn't. If Darkler does notice, which he probably does, he doesn't say anything about it. He doesn't care.
You'd miss that with
I mean-
a 19 passing.
I mean, I'm not gonna say what Darkler does notice and what he doesn't notice.
You
I'm
realize
not
Chingar
God. I'm not the dungeon master.
He chooses not to notice.
I elected to not use my
Darkler
eyes.
is not surprised. He has the alert feed.
It happened, but he's not surprised it happened.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna carry on about my day.
Alright.
What's happening, Mr. DM?
Alright. So yeah, it's nighttime at this point. Like,
Okay.
so you guys just kind of get settled in on this nice, fancy ship.
Does this ship have a CBTV?
Yeah.
Oh
Nice
boy.
flat screen.
So, yeah, Luci. It's been a minute since Luci has watched some CBTV.
Mhm.
He's gonna sit down. He's gonna flip over to the CBTV network, and he's gonna see if the Adventure Boys are on.
Oh God.
Yeah. Actually, they are. You flip it on, and it's actually an animated episode of the Adventure Boys.
Animated.
It's done real well, real tasteful.
I
quick
want you
question.
guys to know that I'm making like the emoji face where it just is, like has all its teeth, just like a yikes face. That's me right now.
Is this in a common area or in Thrask's room?
That's just in a common area.
Okay,
there are TVs in the room.
I'm gonna watch it with him, like toweling off my head
And
because I finally
is this
got
a
out of the tub.
rerun or is this like modern?
This is an old rerun. This is an episode where you guys ran into a bone naga in the middle of the swamp.
Can it be
And
animated?
you guys all went to your own personal hells. That's why it's animated, is because your skull cameraman Jameson couldn't follow you into your brains, so they took some artistic liberties with it.
Could it be animated in Teen Titans
Yeah,
style,
sure.
like the good Teen Titans,
Yeah.
not Teen Titans Go because it's trash.
Haven't seen this episode.
Oh, it's been a minute since I've seen this one.
Oh,
I
this
remember
is,
this.
This is how I got Lucian. Yes, darling. Do you remember that?
It was an awful time being stuck in a snake head.
In the swamp.
This
In
is
the
why my
swamp.
eyes turn white
Horrible.
now.
Yes.
Have we explained Lucine as the voice in your head? Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
yeah.
He
Wow,
doesn't talk much because he's always there,
He hangs
always
out.
watching.
He hangs out. Yeah.
That was
Always watching.
that was a real heroic friend you had there. Points to Bjorn.
Bjorn is he's shown facing these hordes of zombies and this creepy guy who keeps touching his forehead and trying to steal some sort of power from him, I guess. Except Bjorn in this instance is shirtless and just completely ripped, muscle bound. And you see Chingar kind of looks like C-3PO in the back, trying to help, but he can't because he keeps standing up and then just fucking face planting on the ground, and this magic hand just pushes him back down.
I love it.
There's a few artistic liberties, to be sure, but
He was very brave, but I don't remember him looking like that shirtless.
Wow, you know, I never really stopped to think about how that floating skull cameraman Jameson is always following us.
Oh yeah,
No,
I forget to acknowledge him sometimes. Poke.
You
Uh,
and his eyes are dead at this point. There's no way he's recording this because this is bad television right here. Just you guys sitting watching television.
Are you guys really okay with being televised like this?
Oh, it's
No.
fine. Oh, well, I'm okay with it.
I don't mind.
I've performed in front of bigger audiences.
Oh.
I
Don't-
lead a very
don't ask.
private life.
This is why Dendo gives us things.
More Dendo.
Yeah, that one.
Yes, Dendar.
Dendo's Jimmy Hats.
No,
A branch of Dendar's Carnival.
It's the knockoff. It's the
Kroger.
anime version
It's
where
the
they're
Kroger
they're
brand.
trying to get across the point, but they can't use the actual thing.
to answer your question, Thrask, no. I don't enjoy being recorded every day of my life. I leave it a very private one at that.
Well, why don't you just turn it off? I mean, it's not like you guys actually like being called the Adventure Boys.
I don't
And
know.
what's with the I?
It's
It's
gender
gender
neutral.
neutral.
What kind of... Who came up with that? That's just bad marketing.
Oh my god, it's so meta, Anthony!
What?
I'm vomiting from how meta this is.
I think
Please,
it's lovely.
save my life.
Bjorn is the one who changed the party name, or the guild name, to Ketsmodith. I didn't mind the Adventure Boys. I think at one point it was Dante and the Dantettes. I liked that
We
one
have
as well.
jackets.
I love I still have mine. And Moranna like pulls out this jacket from nowhere. It's like a little greaser jacket.
So I know I'm late to the party, but can I get a jacket?
Oh yeah, I'll put in for one for you.
Oh,
I'm
fantastic.
gonna touch the sending stone of my name and be like, Brenda, yes, we need another jacket.
All right, now...
Whisper, do I have a jacket?
We need 2 more jackets, Brenda.
All right.
No, not in that gaudy pink. Goodness. And
I want
Moranna's
one.
like walking down the hallway.
I want one in pink.
No,
No,
you don't, Chingar. Anyways,
Now that we've had that revelation, let's play that game called Paint Me a Word Picture! Starring Jack.
starring our
me.
chef.
Oh shit. Starring me.
Starring Chef Jack.
Chef Jack.
He's brewing us up some good story.
Some
Only if you say yes, chef, though.
Yes,
no,
chef.
chef. Listen, man, unless you grill me like Ramsey, you ain't getting shit.
I can't
You
believe all
know,
of
Ramsey
this
was
is
allowed
going
to
into
grill
the podcast.
people. What?
All of this is going into the podcast. All this bullshittery. Let's fucking play Dungeons and Dragons.
Please, Chef
Can I
Jack.
get a yes, chef?
We have 30 minutes left. Please.
Yes, Chef, please.
Okay,
chef.
fine. Here's the word picture.
All right, I'm ready.
Thank you, Chef.
You guys wake up. Oh god. You guys wake up early in the morning in your cushy, like your down comforters, your 16 pillows.
I never want to leave bed again.
You like melt into this bed. There's a pile of butter in this bed.
Pretty much, yeah.
And as you guys make your way towards the top of the airship, you look over and you see the coast coming up on you guys pretty quick.
Okay.
And you guys are just sitting there taking in the view, and then you hear
No.
No. Veto.
Where-
Veto.
Okay, where are these coming? Where
you
Where
look
is it
over
from?
the bow of the ship, the front of the ship, the front of the ship.
The prow?
whatever the fuck it's called.
I think it's called the prow.
I don't know.
We're not boaters.
The stern.
We looked over
the
the
starboard.
We look all over the cockpit of the ship. Anyway.
And you see about 20 arrows lodged in the front of your ship, and you, Darklear, see another one coming towards your face, and you just like hit the deck, and my glasses fly off my face.
That's how fast Dracula hits the deck.
So fast. And you just see as arrows start like cresting over the top of the ship and hitting the deck hard. What do you want to do?
Alright, you! Stop that!
You look down, you just see tall trees.
Stop that, you trees!
Is there any way we can land?
I throw a beam
How
off the side of the
how big
ship.
are these trees? Oh no!
You can't stop me.
Roll for bean.
Throwing a bean.
It'll teach them not to shoot arrows at us.
You guys are going like 70, 80 miles an hour, so...
It's fine.
Lucy's gonna pull an arrow from the front of the ship.
44.
Hey, Darklear, these look elven to you?
Do they look elven to me?
No, they look like they're fine craft, but they also look like they are like handmade. Like these weren't made by like a typical, you know, like elven or dwarvish or whatever. They just look like someone made them who knew their ship.
I'm gonna turn to
What's the
Mira.
number for the bean?
44.
These aren't professional make.
Mira, do
These are
your
hand-done.
fairies have a habit of shooting down airships?
Um,
Or is that just your village people?
She kind of gives this like look of realization and kind of this sheepish grin and like, well,
These are your people, aren't they?
our leader's a bit overzealous.
Well,
As
Chingus.
an arrow just like lands in the ship right next to your feet.
How far down?
Chingar, you throw a bean off the side of the ship, and you don't hear it hit the ground, but you hear a small chorus of shrieks as you continue going. Expend one bean.
How far down is the ground?
I want to say like 450 feet.
Dante, can you bring us down?
Yeah. He runs down to
450
the depths of the ship.
Hey, Mira, we're gonna stop this right now. Where's your leader?
Probably running along ahead of the ship.
Alright, guys, we're gonna stop this, and we're gonna dimension down to where she pointed.
Okay.
You and Mira?
Yep.
You're gonna drop 50 feet?
500 feet is the
Oh.
range on dimension door.
Oh, I thought it was 400 feet.
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Nope, we're going straight down.
Okay. You guys see Luci just like 80s style teleport out, just like in bars, up from his feet, and then he goes down from his head as he appears on the ground, but you guys don't
What
see
is
it.
this, Star Trek?
Beam me up,
Yes.
Scotty.
And Luci, you almost run face first into a woman with pale skin and like an apron on, and a child on her back as she's running with this longbow aiming up towards your ship. And,
Whoa.
She just like stops
Whoa.
and turns on you with the
No,
bow.
Mira.
She gives this whistle, and you hear the firing of bows stop.
That's our ship. We're here to help.
And
This
you
is Mira.
see all around you, because you're not in the clearing necessarily. So through all these trees, you just see like these people, mostly women, just start like peeking out between the trees, and then you see someone like who you've never seen anyone like this before. You see this woman, about 6'2", with skin like freshly plowed earth.
Oh shit, is this
With hair that's literally leafy vines, thin leafy vines, like grapevines, braided back down her back, with purple flowers sprouting out of them. And she's holding this I want to say glaive. It's like a big like spear type thing with
A pike?
whatever.
A lucerne?
A pike, let's go with that. She's just wielding this big pike, and it looks like it's made of cracked magma stone, with like this bright orange burning between the cracks. And she points it out at you, and this thing has some fucking reach. And
Hands up.
she points it at you as you put your hands up. And she like looks at Mira and like kind of flicks her head backwards towards her, and Mira runs up to her, and she like glares you guys down,
Luci.
and then she turns and just starts walking back.
Well, Lucy's the only one there.
Yeah. She starts walking back, and Mira just kind of like protests and just, wait, stop! They're here to help us with the missing children. And this woman turns and like glares you down and looks at Mira. We can't afford to have any outsiders in our camp. What if they lead the elves to us? What if they lead bandits to us? We've worked so hard for this. And you're just going to march in with some do-good adventurers on just a hunch.
You don't have to afford it. Mira's paying us, not you.
We can't afford it, as in we can't afford outsiders coming into our civilization.
Oh, that's a little different.
She kind of like plants the butt of her weapon into the ground and like looks at you. Listen, it's nothing against you personally. We just can't afford to have outsiders knowing the location of our village.
All right. So just to get to the baseline here, I don't care about your village. I don't care about where it is. I don't care about anyone knowing where it is. We said yes to a job. We said yes to help your children. We said yes to help Mira's children, and we're not leaving until it's done.
She kind of like rubs her face. There's no children missing. The fair folk aren't real. Her son's been acting strange because he's a child. That's how they are.
Then where is he?
He's at her house. He went missing for 5 minutes and then showed back up, and she was convinced he was acting strangely. Now, I trust the women in my village with my life. And I'm sure that maybe something is going on. Who knows? But I won't stand for outsiders in my village over a fairy tale.
And Luci actually reaches into his pocket and pulls out a crumpled piece of paper. He unfolds it and approaches her and hands it to her.
I know of the legend. I know about you. I know,
Do you know
how
why
you
I
save people.
And you know why I can't allow you in. Because you know of me, and God knows who told you about that. So if it was this easy for you to find me, who knows how easy it'll be for you to lead others back to me, and for my mother to find me again.
We only found you because of Mira. It's the only reason we're here. Now, I will make you this promise. If we see the boy, we're given an hour to look at him. If we feel like nothing's wrong, we will leave. And we will never come back. You have my oath as a Lucieran.
I'll need more than that, but we have methods for that. And she starts walking back, and motions for you to follow.
Lucy's gonna thumbs up the airship.
Wow, look at all these trees. These should all fit. Dante, where do you think Luci is? More just like peering over the end. These are pointy arrows. God.
Do you think we could go down now?
I don't know. Dante is working on getting us to land.
And you hadn't realized it until now, but the trees are actually getting closer, and you guys are like starting to land, regardless of whether there's like any opening for you to land or anything.
Oh
It's not
dear.
our ship.
But it
It's
might
not our
be.
trees!
I'm gonna run down. I'm gonna be like, Dante, can you just kind of like stop us and park it on a tree?
I mean,
And not
there won't
take
be any
out
way to
the
get down. We
trees?
broke our gangplank.
There's like a rope ladder.
I think we're just gonna park on the ground as you hear a crunch come from outside.
Oh god.
And fortunately for you guys, the fucking what do I call this? The Bugatti of airships was rated top of its class in safety features. So this thing has a thick hide. As you guys just start going down through these trees, they just crush under you guys as you leave this not triangular, but you leave this like swath of destruction behind you. But it's a short swath because this thing has some get up and go. So you guys just, in a matter of like maybe a minute, go from above the trees to on the ground. And there's just this short trail behind you guys of just like this incline almost, this decline, I guess, of just the trees getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter until you guys land on a stump.
Oh, God.
You guys don't feel any of it. This ship handles nice.
As it hits the ground. You guys couldn't have parked on the cliff!
Cliff!
Don't look at me, Lucy. Don't look at me. And Moran's like looking back at this trail of broken trees, just like, oh.
Oh, that was smooth. Jump off the ship.
Oh my gosh.
It's fine.
You guys descend from rope ladders and everything, and you see the leader of this tribe and all the women standing with bows and spears and swords below you, and she watches as you guys descend. I'm gonna put you all under oath as soon as we get there.
Oh, lovely.
So don't think I'm doing this out of trust for you. I'm going to have magical insurance on this.
Magical.
What are we looking at? A Gios?
Probably.
Circle of Truth.
I don't know. I don't know magic. I just let my wizard do it for me.
Oh, I hope it's a circle of truth. Come at me with that nonsense.
And she turns and starts walking again. My name's Zircon.
Zircon. Okay.
She continues walking.
Very lovely name.
I am Chingar.
Zircon. So grumpy.
Guess we follow them in.
All right. You start following this tribe, or not tribe, this
Band.
cluster, this band of about 30 women, and you guys start trekking through the forest. Which Darklear and Anna, if she was here, this is your favorite terrain, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Gotta remember that if there's any, God forbid, combat
Oh,
or any
boy.
tracking,
Oh,
anything
no.
like that.
Not tracking. But yeah, no, it's difficult terrain doesn't slow our progress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you guys start forging ahead. What would you like to do in that time that you're forging ahead?
So you
Just
guys
follow.
make your own arrows. Wow, so impressive. Very pointy, but I suppose arrows are supposed to be.
A woman, kind of towards the back, looks back and kind of gives you a smile and nods at you.
Very, very well made. Darklear said they
She
were
looks like
very
she's
fine
carrying
craftsmanship.
bundles of arrows. You assume that she's the person who makes the arrows.
Oh,
I
so
don't remember what they're called.
are you the arrow maker? I'm gonna try and speed up and catch up with her. I'm gonna do my best.
Yes.
But they're very not. How do you even make an arrow? It's very interesting. Do you make the bows as well?
Yes.
Do
There's
you also would you be like the weapons master? Do you ragtag
with-
group of lady friends?
only with the bows and the arrows and such.
Oh, okay.
We have a blacksmith to make the rest of our weapons.
Oh, lovely. Chingar can work a forge. I'm gonna point back, or to wherever he is.
He's waving madly
Frantic
for those of you
waving.
who can't see.
Frantic waving.
He doesn't look like much, but he can do a lot of good things. I'm just gonna make small talk with this lady and just try and learn general information about this place and all the peeps.
What's Danko doing? Danko the rogue.
He, first of all, doesn't trust any of this.
Mm-hmm.
As always, he doesn't trust anything.
And they're all women. How does Darklear feel about women?
Distrust.
Darklear, has a general distrust of women, especially strong, very assertive women, such as, what's her name?
Zarkon.
Zircon. He just has a very bad distaste of her. But he is...
Because last time Darklear was with a strong woman, it was in the Underdark.
Yeah.
And he was mind controlled also. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's beside the point.
I mean, but he's gonna probably just, he's not gonna try and, hide or anything, but he is gonna be walking, as quietly as, he can throughout the forest,
Okay.
as he does, because he naturally has very light footfall,
Mhm.
but intentionally light footfall this time.
Alright.
As we're walking, Lucy kind of turns around to face Miro, still walking backwards, and he takes her hand. Hey, don't worry. We're going to see this through.
She kind of nods at you and keeps walking kind of quietly.
Do I notice anything throughout the forest?
Yeah, I was going to tell you in a second, actually.
Okay.
Darklear,
Thanks.
as you're walking through the forest, kind of keeping a distance from everyone else, you get the distinct feeling that you're being watched.
Do I see anyone?
Roll me a perception.
Beholders.
Alien.
Natural 20!
Oh shit, that's 20. You see a pair of red eyes, and you see this small dog-like figure off to your right, and then it turns and dashes into the forest.
Can I Hunter's Mark it?
Yeah.
For the second level?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We've got that for 8 hours.
Cool.
Okay.
That makes me upsetty spaghetti. What do I learn from the arrow lady?
I think
The
I know
Fletcher.
what it was.
I guess that would be it.
That's what it is.
And you learn all about, the arrows and the process of them and all that such.
I'm warming her up. I'm getting her to like me.
Yeah.
And then, what do I learn about all the women there and the village and everything? Because I am like kind of making my way towards those questions. Very tentatively, so I'm not just like, tell me everything you know, but I'm kind of like, oh, hey, what
You
about-"
find this is a kind of like a refuge. After Zircon escaped her whole family situation and all that, she came here and basically she saw a woman being attacked by bandits and took her in and then just went from there. So basically anyone who's being hassled by bandits in the middle of the forest, or anyone who comes to them from like an abusive situation or whatever, they take them in and they basically run their own town by all the men and women here who are like blacksmiths or fletchers or
So it's not just
farmers. No, there's
Okay.
definitely not as many.
Yeah, I got the impression it was.
Yeah,
all
it seems
women,
Zircon has
not mostly.
not like a preference, but more of a
Definitely.
way with
Yeah.
people of the same gender. Darklear, as you put your hunter's mark on this thing and you keep walking, you can tell your hunter's mark splits and just kind of gets a bit muddied as you're walking. Like you can still tell the direction, but it's starting to get hazy.
Okay, I'm gonna keep a very, I'm gonna concentrate on that really, really hard.
Okay. You concentrate on it and it just kind of like starts getting weaker and weaker, and after about half an hour of walking, you get one last look at the location where this thing is, and then it disappears.
Darklear is gonna take a mental note of that and just continue
Alright.
keeping a very watchful eye out for anything else that's around us.
Okay. Alright. You guys continue on, and after a while you see that same pair of eyes watching you again.
So I guess what Darklear's gonna do is that he's going to kind of slow his pace and match eyes with this creature, and then he's gonna kind of come to a complete stop, and he's just gonna stare at it.
This thing locks eyes with you, and they're like red eyes, almost to match your own. And this thing locks eyes with you, and then turns and starts walking slower this time away from you.
Don't do it.
I really want to,
It's a
but I'm
trap.
not going
It
to.
is so obvious.
I'm not going to. I want to, but I'm not
I'm a
going to.
helpless little dog thing walking slowly through the woods all by myself. It's not a trap. Don't do it.
I'm not going to do that.
He doesn't
Red
have to
eyes.
strike off alone. He's got a party.
Yeah.
Red eyes, similar to Darklear's. It's a drow dog.
No!
It's Darklear's spirit animal. It's telling him he should have been a Beastmaster.
It's Doglear.
Doglear.
You know what I can do?
What?
Something I've been thinking about since it's episode 6? There's one magical item I haven't even fucking used.
What?
I'm gonna go into my pocket, a small pouch that's on the front side of my belt. I'm gonna pull out a small figurine. Small white and gray howlite figurine, and I'm gonna put it on the ground.
What's this figurine
And this figurine is of a tiger.
Yeah, it's a small white, almost marble-like howlite. And it's a tiger, and you set it down on the ground, and
Sylvanas, come.
And out of the ground explodes this, from this figurine explodes this white with black stripes tiger, standing out the ready, and it looks up at you.
Darkler's gonna kind of look at Sylvanas, look back at the rest of the party. I think we're going to go on a bit of an adventure.
Kind of nods at you.
We're gonna go after this thing.
Alright. So you take off running.
Actually,
after
I'm gonna, as I start to walk away, Moranna, I'll be back.
Where are you going?
Not sure.
Dark.
And then off I go.
Darklet. Such a bad idea.
Into the wild blue yonder.
Alright, you
Into
run
the
after
woods.
this thing. And,
Into the woods.
Since forest is your natural, your favorite terrain, you duck and dodge and you climb over things and under things. And you come to a clearing.
Mm-hmm.
And this wolf thing is gone. And you see two Puafwi, the drow cloaks of the Underdark, on the ground next to this ruined wagon.
Okay. I'm going to slowly kind of walk up. Do I see anything? Like, do I hear anything?
It's like completely silent.
It looks completely abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna signal to Sylvanas I'm gonna make like a circle like a half circle motion with my hand.
Yeah.
To tell him to go around the opposite side.
Okay.
Of the cart, and then I'm going to look around at these, and I'm gonna take a look at these Puafwi.
Okay.
See if there's anything, like if there's a symbol on them or if there's anything discerning.
You lean down and you like start looking at them, and you see these are inhabited actually by these skeletons.
Cool.
That you see just like on the ground. One of them has its skull like crushed in on one side, and you see one of them has like two of its ribs broken. Like someone did a messy job of like a stabbing. And yeah, you see these cloaks are actually emblazoned with a sigil, but it's too far gone. These are like there's not much light down here, but there's enough light that these have been damaged because Underdark things aren't used to sunlight.
Yeah.
And on the wagon, you see that there are like manacles that have been broken.
Is there any aside from these two corpses, is there any like other markings of a scuffle, like blood or anything like that?
It's kind of like it's almost impossible to tell because this is
It's
so
like
old
old,
that these are like
hella old.
But you do see like you can see like almost like scarring on the trees, like where blades were. You see like a few burns where like magic was thrown. And you actually find a single arrow embedded in a nearby tree. You have to actually like dig it out with your dagger because the tree is grown around it.
Okay. Is it the same arrows as what hit the
No,
ship?
this is a completely different kind of arrow. It's like completely aerodynamic. This thing is like lethal looking too. It's like got barbs on it. This thing is shaped in such a way that it'll fly faster than anything and will not come out.
Have I seen this before?
No.
Okay, I'm going to actually pocket that arrow.
Okay.
Because that's important. Has Sylvanas found anything?
You actually hear like this low growl as you turn back to Sylvanas, and he's face to face with this small black wolf, like completely sheer black. And you see the wolf kind of look at you, and its mouth, like its maw, kind of muzzle, I guess, splits open into like this almost grin, and then splits further, all the way up to like the ears, and its mouth kind of like its lower jaw opens, and it looks like there's like these strings connecting, like this, almost like mud, connecting the upper and lower jaws. And then you see two more sets of red eyes peel open on the top of its head. And with a sickening like splat, you see these spikes pop out of its back as it grows larger and larger, until this dark wolf made of like this mud, this dark black mud with iron spikes sticking out of its back, stands before you. And you see more red eyes start to come out of the forest.
Oh, good.
And that's where we're ended for tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Oh,
Remember
Jesus.
to share us with the hashtag Adventure Boys to get your name on the show. And as always, we love you.
We love you.
We
love you.
We love you so much.
All right, bye, guys.
You looking so fresh.
Looking so fresh.